Hold on to your eyeballs and your ear holes, guys, because the mainstream media does not want you to know this. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and pop culture stories of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, Elon Musk is slamming Twitter founder Jack Dorsey for Twitter back in the day not protecting children. What the deuce is going on now? If this is the first time that you've heard of all of this, well, to be fair, I don't blame you, because mainstream media are either completely stum about it or downplaying this and basically the rest of the Twitter files that are being released at the moment. Now, before I go into all the details that you need to know about this particular situation, a little bit of housekeeping as always. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hi, welcome, how are you doing? If you love news and pop culture on the daily, served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, which is basically this, right? Do make sure you click on that subscribe button, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracies, theories, whatever's. Also as well, you can always send me a super thanks, which is just below this video right here. And, yeah, let's jump into this, shall we? So, all started with Elon Musk replying to a tweet. Now, this tweet in particular was showing a New York Post report, which we're going to get onto in a moment. And it's a report on a lawsuit that alleges that Twitter refused to take down content of a teenager survivor, claiming that it didn't violate its policies. Now, Elon Musk, he replies to this, simply saying it's a crime that they refuse to take action on child taken advantage of for years. Now, if that's the case, hell yeah, it's a crime. Hell freaking yeah, it's a crime. I'm biased all the way. I'm going to totally agree with Musk on that one. Totally. And anyone that was in charge of child safety at Twitter, anyone that was basically at the top of Twitter, the main brass, the main top dogs, they should all, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, be held accountable to the fullest extent of the freaking law, because there is no excuse, if this is the case, that they did not properly protect children on Twitter. Full stop. Full freaking stop. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever on that one. Now, Jack Dorsey replies back, and he's saying this is false. And Elon Musk comes back with another, just to kind of mirror him, three-word sentence saying, no, it's not. It kind of feels, for all my UK represents out there, a little bit like pantomime. He's behind you. No, he's not. He's behind you. No, he's not. Kind of felt a little bit like that when I was reading it. But anyways, I digress. Going back to this, Elon then kind of expands on this, and he says, when Ella Irwin, who now runs Trust and Safety, joined Twitter earlier this year, so before Elon took over, almost no one was working on child safety. She raised this with then Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal, hopefully I pronounced that right. If not, I apologize. And Chief Financial Officer, so the CFO, Ned Siegel. But they rejected her staffing request. I made it a top priority immediately. Which, if that's the case, that's also disgusting. You've got someone going to top brass saying we need more bodies, bums on seats, to ensure that children on this platform are protected and are safe. And they turn around, according to Elon, and they're basically like, yeah, nah, no. We reject that. Nah. What? Did they not care? I asked that as a question. Like, did they not care? Like, how insane. You got someone turning around and saying, we've got a problem. We need more people to deal with this problem when it comes to child safety on this platform. And they turn around and say, nah, it's all Gucci, as you were. We don't need more people. What the frick? So when Elon Musk turns around and says, do you know what? I walked through that door. I made it a top priority immediately. Do you know what? That's my freaking response for Elon Musk on that one. 100%. And do you know what? In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, before we get to the New York Post and their report on this lawsuit, which is damning, by the way, gonna shock your eyeballs and ear holes, so hold on to your butts on that one, right? With Elon, what I believe he's doing at the moment with Twitter is he's setting a new, higher standard for A, what social media is supposed to always be about in the first place, but B, for child safety. He is raising that bar, raising that standard. So the rest of social media platforms out there, where you at? Where you at? Because Elon Musk, from what I can see, and with all the transparency he's providing at the moment to the Twitter community, dude is going above, beyond what's necessary and beyond that to ensure that Twitter is a great place to be in and that it's safe. Like I say, social media platforms, the other ones, where you at? Because he's throwing down gauntlet right now, so you guys got to take up the challenge as well. Now, the New York Post. So this article was released last year, not this year, last year, 21st of January 2021. Twitter refused to remove child X to the X to the X because it didn't violate policies according to a lawsuit. So this is the lawsuit. This is the report that Musk was responding to. So Twitter refused to take down, according to the lawsuit, widely shared X to the X to the X images and video of a teenager survivor because an investigation came to the point that it didn't find a violation. It didn't find any violation whatsoever. I can't even get my words out of my gob. I'm this incensed about this right now. So the federal suit filed the Wednesday that this article was released by the survivor and his mother in the Northern District of California alleges that Twitter made money off of the offending material. Offending being, you know, an understatement, but, you know, YouTube and everything, which showed the 13-year-old basically doing things that you should not be seeing children doing. It's as simple as that. So at the time of this article being released, he was 17 years old, lives in Florida, only identified as John Doe, was between 13 to 14 years at the time when all this happened. There was exchanges of certain material that's completely illegal. But then the conversation turned to blackmail, saying that, you know what, we want to up the ante, and if you don't do that, then we're going to publish what we've already got of you. Horrific. So, under duress, he sent more, the suit claims. Now, the teenager was eventually able to block the traffickers, and they stopped harassing him. But at some point, a few years later in 2019, the offending material resurfaced, came up on Twitter under two accounts that were known to share evil things with underage material, the court papers allege. Over the next month, the videos and the offending material will be reported to Twitter at least 3 times. 3 times. Should only be reported to freaking once for them to do something about it, but they had to do it 3 times. This is disgusting if this happened. First on Christmas Day of 2019, but Twitter, the suit states, failed to do anything about it until a federal law enforcement officer got involved, which again, I've got a problem with if that's true. Because you get a report like that, it should not have to take a federal law enforcement involvement for then them to move the backsides and do something about it. It should be, you've got a report of that nature, shiz the freaking bed. We got to move our backsides and we got to do something right now. But the lawsuit alleges that they didn't do that. And if that's the case, wow, was Twitter more screwed up. Now, the teenager became aware of the offending material surfacing in January 2020 because they'd been viewed widely by his classmates, and that led him to bullying and the rest of the nastiness that came along with it. And that led him then, in response, to become unalivement thoughts. Alleging, the lawsuit alleges. Now, the teenager's parents contacted the school and made police reports. The teenager filed a complaint with Twitter, saying that the posts needed to be removed. They were illegal, harmful, in violations not only of Twitter's policies, but also the freaking law. Freaking law dictates that this shiz is not supposed to be online. Like, seriously. A support agent followed up and asked for a copy of his ID to prove it was him. Teenager did that, but after he did that, there was no response for a week, which is disgusting in itself, because at the end of the day, a week under those circumstances I would have imagined, like a freaking eternity. It should have been, you got the ID within 24 hours response. To something like this, there's got to have had to be a response within 24 hours, but Twitter, according to this lawsuit, didn't do that. Freaking disgusting and shameful if that was the case. And then around about the same time, the teenager's mother filed 2 complaints to Twitter reporting the same thing, and she also received no response. And then finally, the 28th of January, Twitter replied to teenager saying that they wouldn't be taking down the material, which had already racked up over 167,000 views and over 2,200 retweets. They were like, thanks for reaching out, we reviewed it, didn't find a violation of our policies, so no action will be taken at this time. It's like, if this lawsuit is to be believed, how did they not see it as a violation? How? What? But they then say, if we pick out just this bit, your safety is the most important thing. That to me is like a freaking smack in the face then at that point. Because again, if this lawsuit is to be believed, you've got illegal images being shared on Twitter, being viewed on Twitter. That child is in danger. Child safety is not being upheld. But in their response, nah, we didn't see it violating our policies, but safety is like the most important thing to us. Like, what are they freaking smoking? What the frick were they smoking at the time? That's insane. That's disgusting. And he responded kind of like with the same sentiment as what I'm saying at the moment. So teenager says, what do you mean you don't see a problem? I'm going to paraphrase here. We're both underage. We were underage when this was all happening. We were both 13 years. We were baited, harassed, persuaded in the most awful way to do this. And now they're being uploaded and posted without our say-so. We did not authorize the release of this at all. And they need to be taken down. Like, hell yeah. And I admire the strength of that teenager to respond to Twitter back in that way. Why? Because do you know what? I would have responded back to Twitter if it was me, but it wouldn't have been this controlled. It wouldn't have been this mature. I would have been effing and blinding and going at them full hammer, like giving them all my anger. So I applaud the teenager responding in this way. Fair play. He even included his case number from a local law enforcement agency, but still Twitter allegedly ignored him and refused to do anything about it. 2 days later, the teenager's mother was connected with an agent from the Department of Homeland Security through a mutual contact, who then successfully had the videos removed on the 30th of January, the suit states. Like, it had to take the government, the Department of Homeland freaking Security, to go to Twitter and take down this content. They shouldn't have had to go that far. They shouldn't have had to go that far. Absolutely disgusting. Now, if you want to read the rest of this article, I'll put the link in the description bar below and you can read it in your own time. It makes for harrowing, scary reading. If this lawsuit is to be true, it's just insane. And I do put my trust and my faith in Elon Musk to clean up Twitter. And to me, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I know there's a lot of opinions on Elon right now with Twitter, and a lot we're going to agree to disagree, and that's absolutely fine. But my opinion at this moment is that Elon Musk, it's a good thing for Twitter that Elon Musk is in charge right now. He's making all the right moves. Not only is he being more transparent, i.e., the Twitter files, just for example, but he is making child safety the number one top freaking priority immediately, without delay. And that's something that should be happening with every single social media platform out there right now. Right now. So, yeah, do you know what? I think Elon Musk was completely right to slam Jack Dorsey on Twitter. Absolutely right to do that. When Jack Dorsey turns around and says, no, that whole article, that whole thing, what you just said is not true. And Elon be like, yeah, it is. You Twitter back in the day effed up when it came to child safety. And here's another little reason as to why. You didn't have enough freaking bodies in Twitter to actually deal with child safety in the first place. And when Ella went to the Twitter board, to the Twitter heads, the bosses, and was like, we need more bodies, we need more people to deal with this problem, and they turned around and said no. And you're going to come to me and say, no, child safety was our number one priority. Miss me with that BS. Bye, Felicia. Shut the freaking front door on the way out. Thanks for playing. Game over. You freaking lose. Because I'm coming with the receipts, Jack. What have you got? Right? Elon is coming with the receipts. All day long. Jack turns around and says, no, it's not. Well, where are your receipts, Jack? Show us your receipts. Maybe take a leaf out of Elon Musk's book when it comes to Twitter and be transparent your freaking self. Now, with that being said, enough with my gob. It's time for your gobs. Comment down below your opinions, conspiracies, theories, whatever's when I can get my words out of my gob. Oh my goodness, this is an insane situation. And with that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more news and pop culture on the daily served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, which is basically this, right? Do make sure you click on that subscribe button, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracies, theories, whatever's. Also, as well, you can always consider sending me a super thanks, which is just below this video right here. And until the next time, you guys, laters.